I've heard the concept of a life artist, someone who does not necessarily distinguish between actualities, between their day to day existence, and something that can be framed or appreciated as artful or aesthetic. I know there's happenings popularized in the 70s and 80s, perhaps earlier. They could be political, they could be mundane, they could be nonsensical, they could be coherent and profound. What I wanted to do is grab a group of people who are willing to just shed all of the parameters of their identity, who they have to be, how they have to relate to people, and just go through exercises of having experiences with each other. Standing in a space and just being in the space without an excuse, without a reason, without an expectation. And what does it actually feel like to be in silence and then to be in motion, to roll around, to stare at each other, to allow oneself to, I guess it could be, method acting or Stanislavski, or actually go through an experience, stand opposite a stranger and go, okay, now I'm going to fall in love with you. And then what does that lead to? To improvise, to be spontaneous, to then take it out of the context of a usual workshop space, take it to the street, interact with people who don't think they're performing, log actual day-to-day life, things that one goes through and note the responses and work out how to fabricate that, how to collect that bit of existence, that chunk of the universe, that smell, that sound of a passing car, that draft of the window. How do we collect these bits of experiences and then curate it back into a performance so that people who would usually not have access to that experience are able to have that through our performance? How do you create a framework for complete freedom? How do you masterfully be completely liberated? What are the dangers? What are we protecting ourselves from? Can something be contained purely in a performative context, like falling in love with someone, kissing someone, fighting someone, paying a compliment, despising someone, degrading someone, and have it completely separate from life? But if it actually occurs, didn't it actually happen? Isn't it an experience? Like exploring that line between the fictitious and the real, and what we take on board as authentic, and how we can respond in a way that we would in real life. These are all the tasks I want to experiment with. It will take some workshopping and eventually, at no predetermined time, I feel a core ensemble will assemble, and then that will then go into actually putting on performances. But initially it's just an open workshop. Anyone's welcome to come, and I'll loosely facilitate experiences in a very much peer-to-peer learning environment. Be willing to unlearn, be willing to have no expectations, be willing to go through boredom and nothingness to find the hidden brilliance which is out of our reach when we go through our usual channels and engage in the ways we have before. This is open world theatre. Everything's been done before, but not by me, and not now.